Hey everybody, this is Luciano with Writing by Numbers. This is going to be our inaugural video for the channel. And I am going to, over the course of a few videos over this next week, put together the results of a book promotion experiment. So you can go to this YouTube channel to watch this video. If you're watching this video, then maybe you're already there. But I have signed up for, let's just count them out here. I'll make this sheet available. 37 free book sites. A few of these are actually aggregators. So for example, Book Marketing Tools, which is this tool that I signed up for free, allows you to quickly aggregate or quickly distribute your book to all of these different sites. Now some of these sites don't work, so up here it gives you this 19 out of 6 remaining. I found that some of these appear to have gone out of business. Their sites don't load anymore. But it was a quick way to aggregate here. And this is one of many. There's another site that does this. So Armadillo eBooks was another that aggregates to 25 of these sites. But about 50 paid and free promotion sites are going to be used in this upcoming week. So today, as I'm recording this, it is Sunday, December 6th. I have this 5 free day promotion for the Kindle Unlimited that will start tomorrow. We'll start at midnight Pacific Standard Time tonight and run through the rest of the week through till December 11th. And what I'm planning to do is just show day by day what's happening with these results. So let's take a quick look at my dashboard right now. So my debut novel, Subsumption, which is one of 3 books that I have available on Amazon, launched on October 13th. You can see the launch day there. And since then, you can see I've had a few sales. I'm doing minimal things at the moment, mostly Amazon ads. I've been experimenting with those. A little bit of social media, though most of that is about building my author platform and building out a mailing list. But I've had a few people reading it on Kindle Unlimited. But these are the results as of right now, and I'm showing this snapshot so that after this week, or during this week and then after, I can A/B test to see, what are the results that I'm getting when I'm just doing the small level things that I'm doing on my own versus putting $1,000, as this video title says, into book promotion websites. Now, one thing to note, I'm not using BookBub. I'm not using Book Gorilla. There's one other that's on the same level where it's a high level distributor, or it's a high-end distributor, and I'm not using any of those sites at the moment. My plan is to do another follow-up on this in a few weeks where I show those results if I run a BookBub, for example, or a Book Gorilla, and show those results. But right now, I'm ad stacking, to use the terminology of some of the AuthorTuber community. These 30 plus 40, if we count these aggregators, because there's some overlap in these, let's just call it 50 to be safe, individual ebook distribution promo sites. Now the pricing for these has ranged anywhere from $5 or free up to $100. The one that I've heard the most about lately is Free Booksy, but you'll recognize some other fussy librarian. I got to this list by reading a few of these articles. So this was one that came up, the paidauthor.com best ebook promotion sites. If you go through this, and I'll put these links in the description, you'll see most of these sites are ones that I also utilized. This site also walks you through how to upload to each of them. I found that this was a really great resource. This was not the first resource I found. Kindlepreneurs 127 plus of the top free and paid book promotion sites was the first one that got me heading down this path. So if you come and look on this site, they tell you what it is, they link to it, the cost, what is or isn't allowed. One of the limitations that I found before the October 13 launch of Subsumption was that most of these require a link to Amazon. You can't link to your own author site, or you can't link to BookFunnel or some of these other places. Most of them want to link directly to Amazon, and I wasn't live yet on Amazon. So now that I've been live for a few months and I've seen that initial launch start to decline, now I'm going to put through this experiment and see what kind of results I can get. I also found this website, an interactive list of 100 plus book promotion sites, and the free submission tool. I believe this is the one that got me to that led me to discover this book marketing tools, although that might have also been in the paid author site. But basically, these three resources allowed me to find a list of, like I said, almost 50 of these book promotion sites with their prices ranging from anywhere from $5 to $100. I'm ad stacking all of them. So the limitations of this experiment are, I will not be able to tell the individual results, and that was not my purpose. Maybe down the road I can continue to do individual launches on each of these platforms one at a time. All the best practices that I heard were ad stack, ad stack, ad stack. And that's my goal is to reach the #1 on the Kindle free store this week. And so to do that, I ad stacked as many of these that I could find that I did some research on that seemed legit and that came with good recommendations. Now, a couple of these sites are run by the same individuals. So I noticed as I was getting the PayPal receipts that they were coming from the same email address in the case of about 3 or 4 of these. So I assume that there's going to be a lot of overlap in some of these audiences. But from what I have seen from other people who've used these sites and who have recommended this approach, I'm expecting somewhere on the order of 3,000 to 5,000 downloads this week on Amazon. And as I showed you here, that I have no free downloads to this point. Everything's been paid. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this chart, if it really takes off, if it J-curves up like I'm expecting, and also what's going to happen with Kindle reads on Kindle Unlimited. I assume that some of these people who are going to look for free promotions are going to get to Amazon. They're going to have Kindle Unlimited. This is one of the byproducts I heard about these ad promotion sites, is that you will get Kindle Unlimited reads. But I'm also going to track my print sales. So I have my paperback and my hardcover through Ingram Spark. And as of this date, so again, December 6th, book's been out for about 2 months. I've sold 167 copies. It's been almost even between the print and hardcover. Something interesting that I've noticed, because while I'm with Ingram and they can technically distribute to anybody, I assume almost all of these sales are coming from Amazon. I have, like I said, Amazon ads for the ebooks, so I assume that some of those might be contributing. I have to assume, because the data here is really opaque, that some of those sales of these print books are coming from people who saw an ad and preferred this format. I have an email list with a few hundred individuals that I have been nurturing for a few months, so I know some sales have come from that. I also have been sponsoring a paranormal themed podcast for the last 2 months, and while I have an affiliate link set up with that podcaster, we've not been able to track any sales that are the direct result of links clicked from that podcast. But again, if people are listening and then they just go to Amazon and they just search for the name, then they could be finding this and buying it that way, and there would be no data record. So I'm going to not only track free downloads and Kindle Unlimited page reads, but also what's happening here with the print sales. Because like I said, I have almost 2 months at this point of pretty good data. I'm still sponsoring that podcast, so those ads will run this week. I still have an email list. They will get an email tomorrow morning. So the baseline of the last 2 months is there so that I can pull some of those effects out and compare it to, well, what is the direct result of this free book promotion? How many, my a priori, my ahead of the fact assumption is 3,000 to 5,000 downloads. I don't want to put any hard numbers on the Kindle Unlimited page reads, because all the data research that I did, secondary research that I did about other people's experience with this has been pretty muddled. I've heard people say that they had no page reads. I've heard people say that they got tens of thousands of page reads. I just really don't know what to expect with that. But it does seem like, from the advertising I've read about for all these book promotion sites that I'm using, the big ones, it's about 1,000 to 2,000. Some of them guarantee 2,000 or more. But if I aggregate all that, on the low end, a conservative estimate will be, by the end of the week, 5,000 downloads. If I accomplish that, I have a good shot of climbing into the free Kindle store. Could possibly get to the top. It will depend on what's happening. It was hard to gauge over the last 2 weeks as I was trying to track how many downloads possibly the people in the top of the Kindle paid store were getting, because we had Thanksgiving followed by Black Friday craziness, and I noticed that, especially with my advertising on the Amazon platform, my clicks exploded. and sales didn't seem to keep up with it. So it felt like a very different group that was behaving on the Amazon store than what I had seen for the 6 weeks before that. So this is what it looks like on the eve of the book promotion. I will shoot a video every day this week, piece them all together, and then post this to the channel. So I'm happy to have you along for the ride. Let's see what we can do.